Okay, example 2, same directions, find the greatest common factor. First thing we do is find term 1 and term 2. There is no term 3. Pluses and minuses separate terms. There's only one minus sign, so there's two terms. Looking at the power of the numbers, 4 is 2 to the second power. And then we have x squared, y cubed, z to the first. Then we have a minus sign, which again is not relevant to the question they're asking me, so I don't have to worry about it so much. I do want to write it down, but I don't really worry about that too much.
You wrote z to the third.
Oh, it's z to the first, thank you. I was looking at this z over here instead of that z over there. Correct me? Z to the first. All right, then we got the 8, which is 2 to the third power. Notice I didn't do a factor tree for either one of those because I knew how to do those in my head. If you're in that level with the problem of the number, if you're comfortable with the number that you know what it is in prime power form, that's fine. If the number is 198, maybe you aren't as good. Okay, so then maybe you need to break it down. 4 and 8 are pretty simple. 2 cubed and 2 squared. We have y squared, x to the first, z to the third. Notice the order got a little mixed up here. This is x, y, z, that's y, x, z. It doesn't matter what order letters are in. What we're doing is comparing things of the same type. So, this has a 2, this has a 2, so we write down 2. This has an x, so I write down x. This has a y, so I write down y. This has a z, I write down z. And that's what my greatest common factor is going to be constructed of. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. It's constructed of those things. That's not what it is, but again, it's constructed of those objects. What I'm putting between those objects is multiplication symbols. They're all being multiplied together. Trying to create one specific term here that's the greatest common factor. Looking at the 2's, my choices are 2 and 3. Which one do I take? 2. Always take the smaller power. So 2 and 3, 2 is smaller. For the x's?
1.
1's the smaller power. Very good. For y's?
2.
2's the smaller power. And z's?
1.
1. Right? So for 2, 2 is the smallest power. X and z both have 1 as the smallest power. Y has 2 as the smallest power. So to get the final answer, GCF equals, I simply multiply out stuff I can. 2 squared is equal to 4. X, y, and z can't be multiplied out, so x, y squared, z. Again, first powers don't have to be written on final answers. That is the greatest common factor of that expression.